I'm back. It's kind of sitting weird with me. So that was a fun decision that I made. And I'm just very over myself. Hey guys, it's good to see you. It's been a while. So I just got back from Florida, like yesterday at 12 a.m. So if I'm a little out of it, that's why, is because I'm still, I'm still getting over the tiredness of just traveling so late. So yeah, so I just got back from Florida and I unpacked everything. And the reason I was in Florida is because I was visiting my boyfriend who lives there. So yeah. And I vlogged, there should be a vlog that is already up about me writing in Florida. And we all know how that went if you've watched that video. Basically, if you haven't watched the video, I started vlogging my experience of writing in Florida because it was like a big step for me, going back to writing The Winds of Destiny. And I actually started writing The Winds of Destiny while I was in Florida. So I wanted to document that experience of just being back in the place where a story that has been with me for so long has like just started, or like where I started it. And so I just wanted to document, my experience just like rewriting this book, which has just been a very weird and emotional thing for me to do. So yeah, I'm back and I was super, like literally the minute I got back, I was so ready to just write, so ready to get back to my routine, so ready to start working out again, because I really haven't been keeping up with these things while I was in Florida. My focus was on a lot of other things while I was there. So I was just so excited to get back to some kind of routine and structure that I have when I'm in Toronto. I have some routine and structure when I'm in Florida, but it's so different than when I'm here. I was so tempted to like wake up early this morning and get to, reading my Bible, going to the gym, writing, and I just realized that that's just not realistic for me right now. Even though I was like tempted to get back into those things, I think like what I actually need is to plan. It's to think about what my days are going to look like, what my weeks are going to look like, so that I can be productive at writing this book. So it is 12:23 p.m. I'm supposed to be meeting my friend at 1, but she isn't answering her phone right now, which tells me that she is still asleep on Friday at 12:30 p.m. Maddie, if you're watching this, please wake up because I need to know what we're doing today. I've been up for like a few hours, and if you see me typing, it's because I am in a customer service situation with GoDaddy, who owns my like domain name for my website. So if I keep typing, that's why. So it is 12:23. I have woken up. I've obviously gotten ready for the day. I read my Bible this morning and just spent some time praying and just like reflecting, I guess, on the last couple months and on what God wants me to do with my time back in Toronto. So this start to this vlog is basically gonna be me setting goals for the month. And I am an interesting person in the sense that I need structure. I need to feel like I've accomplished things throughout the day. Like I make a to-do list every day. I enjoy creating structure for myself and creating routine for myself, but I'm also very good at procrastinating and not sticking to my routine. And I don't know if anyone else does this, but I also get super overwhelmed sometimes when I make my schedules, just because I live in constant fear that I don't have the time to do the things that I want to do. And I've noticed that this is like an excuse that I've been using for this entire 2 years of me like being in and out of work and not being in school, like having just graduated. Like I've used that as an excuse to just like not pursue the things that I feel like I'm called to pursue and the things I want to pursue, such as writing my novel, such as starting a YouTube channel where I document myself, you know, learning how to be a better writer, and just like documenting my creative journey. Like, these are things I've wanted to do for years, and it's like I finally had the time to do them, and my excuse was I don't have time. Like, I can't do this, I can't do that. And I'm just very over myself and I'm very done with just feeling afraid to start these things and just letting time like put so much pressure on me. Like, I'm just over it. So I decided to vlog myself setting goals for this month and trying to figure out a schedule and like a writing routine for this month, because I just need the companionship as I do this. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now. So yeah, let's just get right to it then. I need a pen. Also, this is a goal this month, and I hope it happens very soon. These curtains are horrifying. I don't know how I've gone like, I guess like 4 or 5 years. I don't know how long we've lived in this house for. I've gone years with these curtains, and I don't understand how I lived with them for this long, because I've never liked them. I always thought they were ugly. I've always wanted to replace them with just like normal, beautiful white curtains, and I haven't done that yet. I'm really hoping we get to that this month, because I am really over them. And now that I'm like starting to vlog and I'm taking that step outside of my comfort zone, I am very self-conscious about how my room looks. Also, because like I do a lot of writing and like I do some freelance work, and I'm trying to get a work from home job situation right now, I'm very much in need of a change in my room and just creating a space that I can relax in, unwind in, but like this is the space that I also work in. So I'm trying to have that kind of balance in this room of just like, you know, it looks nice, I want to be in here and I want to be, you know, getting stuff done, but also, you know, having a sanctuary to myself. Yeah, so hopefully we get rid of these curtains soon, because it's not it. It is not it. Okay, so it's been a little bit, and I've pretty much come up with a game plan, I guess, for my schedule next week. And like, I'm trying not in my head to be like super uptight about maintaining that schedule, because, you know, life happens, things come up, social things might come up. So basically I just created like an ideal schedule for myself of like ideally what time I'm gonna do things at, and like how much time, mostly like how much time I'm going to spend on certain things. So I can show you just like really quickly what I ended up doing. So of course everything is green, because oh my gosh, I am in my green era right now, as you can see. So all of my stuff is green, and I know this looks crazy, but I promise it makes sense. Basically, the game plan is that I'm gonna like switch up my schedule a few times like throughout the week. So instead of having the, you know, read my Bible, workout, breakfast, write, I have a couple days during the week where I actually just start my day with writing, because I do find, or at least like this used to be true for me, I don't even know if this is gonna be true for me anymore, because like we change and just so much changes as you grow up. So basically, I don't know if writing in the morning is still gonna be my prime time. This kind of is gonna test that. The feeling of waking up and just starting to write felt so good to me, and I used to get so much writing done. Like that was like my best time to write, was like I wake up, I get a coffee, and just immediately just like get to it. So I'm trying to implement that into my schedule, just so I have a couple days where I'm allowing myself to do that and try that to see how it works. Because my hang up has always been like, I love to start my day reading my Bible and praying. And I think like it's important, and that's a habit that I've developed over a long period of time. And like, I always do find like I just feel so much better once I do that and prioritize that, because at the end of the day, that is like the most important thing. But I also don't want to like limit that time and limit, you know, how I can schedule my day based on that time. So I have Tuesdays and Fridays as my in the morning I'm going to write days, and then I'm going to continue with my routine. So write and then work out, get ready, and then have like brunch or lunch and read in my Bible and journal in the afternoon instead of the morning. And I do think like one of my fears of not doing my read Bible journal routine first thing in the morning is not like, I think it's just that I'm scared that I'm gonna get into the mood where it's like, oh, whatever, like I'll just do it tomorrow, you know? So it's like, instead of like, then it's like, I'm not gonna do it. Like I might be less inclined to do it if I don't start it in the morning. So we're trying to test that with the schedule as well. And I'm praying and hoping that that doesn't happen, because that time is priority for me. So we'll see. And then the other days are pretty much the same. Like on Wednesdays, I have like the same blocks of time allotted to applying for jobs and then writing like Instagram posts. I also like need to factor in that this schedule is allowed to be fluid and change. Like sometimes when I make these schedules, I get way too uptight about keeping the schedule, and then I like end up isolating myself from like my community and like people. Like I go full gremlin when I'm drafting books, but like I want so badly to get to that feeling of just feeling like I'm writing all the time and that I'm in the story all the time. And so I'm trying to make the most of like the time I have right now this month to just like really get back into the swing of things and like really just like back into how it felt when I first wrote this book, which is like I was so immersed in the story and in like the lives of my characters and just like constantly like coming up with ideas and thinking about the story. Like I'm really trying to get back to that, because that is like the only way that is the only way I'm gonna get this book done, is if I just really like immerse myself in it as much as possible. And I also am trying to take advantage of the fact that like I have the time right now. Like I'm not working right now. Like I'm trying to work, I'm trying to find jobs, but like I'm not right now, and I'm also not in school right now. For now. Well, that's another conversation. I literally like, I don't know. I just like don't want to keep up the excuse of feeling like I don't have enough time, because I do have the time. It's just I need to stop being scared and I need to use the time. So that's our goal, really, ultimately. Overarching is just not be scared. Stop being scared. You don't need to be scared. So it is 1:42. I've been here for like a long time, just like scheduling and trying to organize my life. And my friend did text me back, and I think we're going to IKEA because I need to get rid of these curtains. I'm so tired of these curtains. And I've also been in desperate need of a new desk. Like I'm also super over this desk. Like I have 2 screens now, which I need, especially when I'm drafting this book. And so like I want to find a desk that fits that better and fits my room better. So IKEA is gonna be fun. And I'm definitely gonna take you guys with me on the IKEA adventures. So whenever she's ready. I feel like I'm always constantly waiting on people. I think like I should add that to my resume, as like my patience with everyone in my life is just immaculate. Like really, like who is this strong? Couldn't tell you. A little thing. Here, do you want to put your little drinky? Okay. Like literally my Sims fantasy. I do too.
House. Like, just
I
like
do too.
Soup. Good soup. Good soup.
So it's December 3rd. Yesterday I kind of just stopped vlogging after Maddie and I went to IKEA, which I inserted some clips of that just because things got a little busy afterwards. Basically, we came home to my house and we cooked dinner together and just hung out, and then we both volunteer at the youth group at my church. So that's where we were all evening, and I didn't want to film that because, you know, it's irrelevant right now, sort of. Not really, but yeah. So basically today is me and Maddie are hanging out again because we haven't seen each other in 2 months. So we're gonna be at her house having a little Christmassy reading party. This is actually something that we did a lot like last year, is we would just go over to her house and get like Starbucks or make our own little like holiday drinks at her place, and we would put on jazz Christmas music, put on like Christmas vibe YouTube videos, like ASMR type stuff, and just read together and like talk and catch up, and it was just like a really pleasant time. So we're trying to do that again this holiday season. So I'm waiting for her right now to come pick me up, and that's pretty much what my day is going to be like. And then later tonight we're going to be decorating the Christmas tree. So there's not going to be any writing going on at this time, and like it's kind of sitting weird with me because I do have the itch, like I have the, you know, like that like deeply rooted like impulse to just like sit down and work on your creative project, but I'm trying to pace myself because I have the tendency to jump into things before I'm ready. So right now my focus, like I said before, like this weekend, is to just get my life together. It's to settle into being back in Toronto, and it's to catch up with friends and family and just like invest in the relationships that I have here. So that's what I've been doing this weekend. And my goal is that I'm going to start getting back into the Winds of Destiny 2nd edition on Monday. And I'm also going to be back in the gym on Monday, which I'm excited and terrified for because I love working out, but like getting myself to do that is sometimes extremely difficult. So yeah, so I'm gonna hopefully take you guys along with me for at least some of that. So yay. So let's just head out. So a slight change of plans. I'm actually gonna be walking to Maddie's house, and partly because my body really does need the exercise. Like I went this whole last month without forcing myself to go on walks, and like I used to be a walk person, so I'm trying to force myself to walk. Also, I'm not used to the cold anymore. Like literally I went from being in Florida for 3 months to Canadian summer to being in Florida again for the fall, and then now I'm back and I'm just like not used to it at all. So we need to fix that. So I'm gonna be going to walk to Maddie's house, and thankfully she lives close, but we're trying to fix my tolerance for the cold. Good morning. Oh my gosh, I just burned my hand. It is Monday, December 5th, which means that it is day 1 of me trying to get back into some kind of routine, specifically getting back to working on the Winds of Destiny 2nd edition. I am not sick. My nose is stuffed up because today, as I said, is day 1 of me trying to get back into some kind of routine, and I'm already changing the schedule I set for myself. Are we shocked? If you know me, this would not come as a surprise to like literally anyone. No, it's too hot. Basically, my plan today was that I was supposed to read my Bible and journal, which I did. I woke up aiming to wake up at 7 a.m. I did not get out of bed until 7:30. I went downstairs, made my coffee, came back up here and read my Bible for like a really long time. I'm going through I think it's called like the Bible Project Advent Reflections reading plan, which I love. I've done that one before, so I'm trying to go through it again. So I did that for a little bit, and then I was gonna read a chapter of the Jenny Allen book that I'm also reading, but I can't read, and like I was gonna do that while I ate breakfast, but I can't eat and read or eat and write. I don't know what it is, but like I have to either not do anything else while I eat, or simply listen to a podcast or watch YouTube or scroll through Instagram while I'm eating. And even scrolling through like Instagram and TikTok is a struggle when I'm eating. So the goal of doing this, okay, isn't just to like get back into a schedule and also like get back to working on my book. It's also like I'm testing myself because sometimes what always happens is I make these schedules like detailed like time schedules for myself, and then I don't end up keeping them, and I get really hard on myself when I change them. Even if it's like I'm doing the exact same things that I put into my schedule for the exact same amount of time, it's just at a different part of the day. I don't know why that bothers me so much, but it does. So the plan was read Bible journal, work out, then eat breakfast and get ready for the day, and then work on my book. But I am in the coziest Christmas pajamas that I got from Target when I was in the States, and I don't want to change out of them. And I thought, how cute would it be if I just wrote after I ate breakfast to like, you know, let my food settle a bit more and, you know, just be cozy as I'm working on my book for like the first time in forever. So that's what I'm doing now. And basically the plan is that at like 12ish, I guess, like I'll go work out and then get ready and like have lunch or something. And then I think my original plan was that I was gonna write, see, once again, we've changed the plan. My original plan was that I was gonna write after lunch, but now I realize I have a lot of other things I need to do, and I would much rather just like get those out of the way. So in the afternoon, I think I said I'm dedicating my time to like emails and like some other stuff, miscellaneous things that I need to get done, like Christmas shopping, because I'm so behind on that and I need to figure that out, especially if I'm trying to order things online. That means that I'm probably going to end up having a writing session in the evening after dinner, probably around like 7ish. And honestly, in recent years, I've found like the post-dinner writing sessions to be very productive for me. And I think it's because it gets so dark, and I love writing fantasy when it's like this outside. As you can see, like the sun has not come out this entire vlog. It was out for like 2 seconds yesterday. That was it. I love writing when like the weather is like this. I just think that like, I don't know, it puts me more in the world of my story. And so I'm hoping that that later session is going to be really productive, and I hope the session I start now is going to as well. So I'm going to stop filming. I'm going to go wash my face because I have not even done that yet. So I'm going to wash my face and then I'm going to get to writing. Basically what I've been doing so far, I'm like not even an hour, no I am, I'm like about an hour into the session. And like basically what I've been doing is I'm going back and rereading through what I already wrote / rewrote, because I am like rewriting this book, just like fixing up the prose, fixing up the character voice, and adjusting some plot points to make it make more sense. If you hear banging right now, it's because my neighbors decided to do some construction while I'm filming, which is fantastic. But anyways, basically I'm reading over what I had already like rewritten, because it's been a while since I've gone back, and I noticed that when I was working on chapter 7 and 8, which are like the most recent chapters I worked on, I felt like I had lost Carter's voice a lot. Like I just felt like really confused as to where I was. So I'm going back and like refreshing my like memory, I guess, so that I can just get back into her headspace. And I like I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I am so good at writing like the first, like the beginning. Like I am really great at setting up a story. I think that's like where my strength is, because these opening chapters, like I did such a good job. Like, and I know like I've had more time to think about these characters and the story now. So I was very intentional when I wrote these new chapters back in September, and it shows. Like already, you know, the character motivations, you already know like what Carter's problem is, you already know like the setting. Like that was like one of my goals going into the rewrite, was to flesh out Carter's motivation and Carter's problem a little bit more, so that her story arc is way more important. Because if you haven't read The Winds of Destiny, the original version of the story, one of the huge things about the book that I think makes it so special is that it's very in Carter's head, and it's very focused on her story. It's not necessarily about the world building and the plot. It's very much about Carter's story arc. And so going into the rewrite, one of my goals was to really ground the story in Carter's head and in Carter's world. So that meant changing the whole tense of the story, which is going to bite me in the butt when I have to go back to the Tides of Fate, which I already finished, and fix the tense of everything. So that was a fun decision that I made. The other thing that I am doing too is grounding in the setting. So there are 2 settings in my story. There's Elsador, and then there's South River, Ontario, which is the town that I was born in, that my dad grew up in, that my grandparents still live in, and that I visit often and used to visit all the time as a kid. So I'm really trying to ground the story in that, and really like play into the fact that this takes place in Canada and like Northern Ontario, because there aren't really a lot of fantasy stories, at least like popular fantasy stories like this, that take place in, you know, in Canada, even in general. That was like something else that was really important for me to do, was to really flesh out the setting as well, so that Carter can be even more grounded in like a real place and a real setting, just for everything to feel way more authentic. Because the problem with the first story is that it didn't really feel that authentic, and Carter's voice kind of flip-flopped a lot. So I'm really trying to find her sound. And I think I really found it. Because in these beginning chapters, it feels like you're really just like in her mind as things are happening. Yeah, so that's what I'm focusing on. And I was just like it was just really cool to reread these beginning chapters and just feel that sense of excitement and accomplishment at like seeing like, okay, like this isn't trash. Like this is good, and it's going to be good. And so I just thought it was like cool too, because like it's been such a long time since I've really honed in on a story and really worked on a story. Like I wrote The Tides of Fate all through university, and so it was just on and off writing, and then 2020 was chaos, and I should have utilized my time a little bit better to finish writing things, but we were in the middle of a global pandemic, and I had just graduated school and had no idea what I was doing, so life was crazy, and I need to be okay with the fact that I wasn't able to create the way that I wanted to. And so now, like, I'm trying to, like, really get back into the swing of things and learn myself more, like, learn my writing style a lot more, and just rediscover that. And it's been really fun with this story doing that, because it's the story that I first published and first really took seriously to write and finish. So I just wanted to pop in and just say those things, because I just think it's really cool how you kind of have to learn your own writing style and learn your own writing habits. It doesn't just come right away. Like it comes from writing a lot over time and committing to that process, which takes a lot of patience. And sometimes we don't have patience. But if you do allow yourself to take the time to do these things, like you just learn so much more about how you work and how you write. And that makes the creating process so much easier. So I'm going to get back to my reread now. So something I'm trying to do that's like a little bit different this week is, instead of like just writing down what I want to get done, I'm trying to write down the things I accomplished and the things I did, so that I feel more productive if I can't get to everything. So that's what I'm doing right now. So now I have my calendar out, and I'm going to just quickly write down what I achieved throughout the day, and then I'm going to go work out. So I'm back at my desk. It's much later in the day. It's like 3 o'clock-ish. And I finished my workout, I showered, and I was just getting some other work done that I need to do. And now I'm feeling the itch itch again to just sit down and work on my story. So I'm gonna take like about maybe like a couple hours, like until like 5 o'clock probably, to just sit and work on this next part of the book.